Well, hello there. How's everybody doing tonight? J-Mac, the bearded one, here with you. I'm joined so far by Crispy Bacon up there next to me. How's it going tonight, brother?
Going good. How's everybody doing tonight?
And then, of course, I'm also joined by Double Dirty Big B. How you doing tonight, man?
Hey, I'm doing good. Just got off work in time to, sit and chat with my bros. Therapy tonight, and it's good just to rap about things.
Yeah, I agree. I agree that there's times that this is kind of our time to just be with our closest friends. I think that we consider ourselves all close friends, and so we get to sit here and talk about things that are bothering us, things that are funny, a little bit of sports talk, do some trivia, just have a good time. Just make this half an hour to hour the best night that we can. And we thank you for joining us on a Friday. We're back on Fridays now, starting this week. So it's going to be Mondays and Fridays at 10. However, another change to the schedule. I know we got to quit doing that on this show. However, tonight's show will replay on Monday because it's Labor Day. And so you can guarantee that here on the Four Bros Radio Show, we will not work on major holidays. We will take those off. I believe that's be with your family, and that's super important. So we will always take care of each other in that regard and never be on the holidays. So this will re-air that night. Now, starting tonight, we're going to start tonight a little different. Usually I go off on a tangent and we start talking about something, but I'm going to say tonight, Big B wanted to start with a topic that is going to be, well, it's going to be different, but it's relevant because I think, what did they say this year? Like 13 million people drafted a fantasy football team, and so it's the most ever, and it's getting bigger every year. So he wanted to start out with some fantasy football stuff, and I think we're going to let him take the floor. So Big B, take it away whenever you're ready.
Yeah, fantasy football is growing. It's actually growing for me, to make me more of a fantasy or more of a football guy. I've always considered myself baseball, but J-Mac, C2C, we just did our draft Thursday night. I feel that I did a pretty good draft. I would say B minus, C plus range. I got a couple guys I wanted to early. Yeah, I probably could have waited. I know you like the draft heavy in the running back situation early. So, how do you feel you did in your draft?
Well, let me start with this. You guys hampered me to 5 this year.
So we didn't hamper. Whoever owns the league hampered you.
Well, that would be Ace. So
yeah.
He stopped me at 5, which is complete and utter BS in my opinion. But let me say this. So not only did he do that, then he went through and redid the divisions. And I'm not complaining.
Catch that, so.
Okay, I'm not complaining, but you stuck me in a division with the top 4 people from last year.
Oh, really?
Stuck himself in a division with the bottom 4 people from last year, and then put a mix of the other ones in the other division.
That's kind of wrong, but
and then a snake draft, and it might have been random, okay, but knowing I take running backs and you put me as the last pick in the first draft in the first round, okay, it might have been random, but those things are just too coincidental for me. I'm just saying.
Maybe one thing is I think if the returning teams all come back, then it should go by record. I believe. I think that even if it's not a keeper league, it should go by record. Or if somebody takes over a team, they should get drafted in that spot. So I think it always should be record.
Well, I'm okay. I'd be okay with reverse record. So whoever finished last year should get the first pick.
Yep, exactly.
okay
That's
with
how
that.
it should be. Yeah.
But you had the winner of the league last year. That person ended up picking right in the middle, so they never had to wait an inordinate number of times. That's I don't know. Anyway, I think I did all right. I mean, I unfortunately did not get any of the quarterbacks that I wanted because I waited. I had to wait to pick.
It was a weird draft. It seemed like a lot of players are going, a lot of positions started going off early. And I would say, I've been doing fantasy football for a good portion of the last 10 to 15 years. And Chris, I think you probably shocked the world when in the record books as the first guy to ever take their first overall pick. Yes. If you guys ever watch this, first overall pick, not in the first round, but the first pick, and took the Buffalo Bills, a defense. I think, Chris, we need to know what's up.
Hey, at least I didn't pick. At least I didn't pick a kicker. So I mean.
Well, we got another pick we got to talk about
as bad,
too.
Though. It's just as bad.
Yeah, we got another pick to talk to too about, but. Honestly, Chris,
hold on.
You should have ended the draft by taking a defense.
Right, but I'm just saying. So taking that defense in the first round of a fantasy draft, that was like Al Davis taking Sebastian Janikowski in the first round.
Yeah, I mean, if it was the Ravens defense of the mid '90s or late '90s, early 2000s, okay, maybe it's justified. But the Bills, I mean, they're there. I mean, but then, and Sarge, you're not here to defend yourself. I know you said that there are some things that might have enhanced your picking. I forgot what round you took DiNucci in.
Third?
Hey, at least I didn't pick him. Sorry.
Oh my God!
Okay. Well, I will defend Sarge a little bit on this one. Sarge was. He messaged me right before the draft and said, "Are you going to be in the draft?" And I said, "Of course I am. I got to get my picks live." And he's like, well, I just went in for my sixth beer." So he was already a 6-pack deep by the time the draft started.
Well, like I said, I know he came out and said that things influenced his drafting, but yeah, Chris, that pick, like I said, you should have ended the draft with the defense, because I would have sworn that's probably the first time ever in fantasy history that a team's got drafted defense first and last. So, but anyways, good luck to all you guys. It's all for fun, all for bragging rights.
Yeah.
Just as long as we all beat Ace and Dragon Viper, that's all I care about.
Right? I mean, that's all that matters too to me. But it's definitely interesting. I'll say that. Just so you can see, scrolled across the bottom, don't forget to find us on Twitter, YouTube. Those two are on there. Facebook. We're also on the Amazon Fire TV. Now, what I did discover is that we are not on Amazon Prime. So if you have Prime Video, you can't find us on there. But if you have a Fire Stick and Amazon Fire TV, you can find us by just typing in Coast to Coast. And we'll be the first thing that pops up. So check that out. That's pretty amazing for us. We thank you for watching, listening, of course.
And that's all shows or just this show?
All shows.
That is all shows.
All right.
But I will say that because we start with a number, we are always the first show that pops up when you're searching.
Nice.
All right.
So keep that in mind. And Mess Around just joined us. Mess Around, what's going on, man?
No, not much. Long day of work, and then the whole school clothes shopping and school shopping.
But there's another reason why you had a good day, and we're all gonna say at the same time.
Because he took the Browns to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, and
that's why I was late.
For he's a jolly good fellow, because today is Mess Around's birthday.
Happy birthday, Mess Around.
Thanks, guys.
So we'll give him a shout out live over there.
Jesus Christ, I'm old.
44. I know we're all getting up there, except Chris. Chris is the youngin' here.
Well, But he's drafted like a 44-year-old taking the bill
Drafted like a
first.
44-year-old, that's for sure. So let's real quick. I just want to get your guys' opinion on this one. We're gonna run through a couple of topics real quick, and then we're gonna get into what we have now dubbed the new name of the segment that we are on is J-Max Roulette. So basically, I'm gonna got all these games where spin a wheel, an imaginary wheel, and I pick one.
Imagine.
So.
Ooh, that sounds fun.
But we'll get to that. But I want to get you guys' thoughts on. Chris and I talked about this a little bit before the show. I want to get you guys' thoughts on the college football playoff going to 12 teams in 20. They said 2027. It could happen as possible as soon as 2026.
I heard it might even happen sooner too.
It might happen sooner, but
Yeah.
I just want to get your thoughts on 12 teams, because what we were discussing before the show is my worry about this is every year we have to hear about how the SEC deserves 2 teams because they had 1 loss and it was against another SEC school and that was their only loss, so why shouldn't they get in? And sometimes even a 2-loss SEC school is better than, an undefeated Big 12 school. And for me, I really don't want to have 12 teams in the playoff and 7 of them are from the SEC. I don't really see that as a good thing. So I've always stood behind that it should have been 8. I think 8 would have been the perfect number because you give the Power 5 schools all a guaranteed bid into the college football playoff. The last 3 teams would have been at large, but you make it rules where it has to be one of the smaller conferences that gets an automatic bid, and the last 2 can be at large. But now you have essentially they're going to have 5. The Power 5 conferences are all going to get someone in. A smaller conference school is going to get someone in, and you're going to have 6 at-large bids. So, what are you guys' thoughts? Let's go around the room and get your thoughts real quick.
For me, if they could do it like the NFL, I mean, each power conference should have their champion in there. I mean, that should be a given. Big 10 should be represented, Big 12, SEC. I mean, granted, I don't even know what divisions are even around it or conferences around anymore because every team seems like to be moving. But, whoever is claimed as that champion should be in the playoff system. I think that's forgiven. I don't care if they're undefeated, 2 losses, but if they're the champions, they should be in. Outside of that,
can I ask a question on that real quick? Then?
Go ahead.
So that's the Power 5. We know the Power 5 have bowl games, and that would decide your champion, right? So the smaller conferences, like Conference USA, they have a championship game. Now that champion, should they be in also automatically? If they win,
I think so.
Win a conference championship game, should you be in the college football playoff?
I think you should.
So that's every conference but the independents, and there's 10.
No, it's not actually. I'm sorry, Chris. I just have to correct you. It's not. It's any conference that has more than 11 teams.
Yeah.
So you have Conference USA. The MAC also has one. I believe that the Mountain West no longer has a conference championship game. The Independents don't have one. There's a couple others. So I think in the end it would be 8 or 9 that would get in, and then you'd have a couple at larges. So I'll let you finish, Big B.
I mean, but yeah, that's how it should be. It just sucks having, like J-Mac, you kind of said that, SEC gets 2 teams in because everybody's whining that this team should get in. And, then the second place team ends up winning. I mean, granted, yes, that happens in football. Wild card team wins here and there. I get that. But to me, it's just, I think a lot of champions are left out of the playoff to be crowned national champion. So I mean, either way, we're all going to watch no matter how they do it because we want to see who gets crowned the champion. But yeah, I don't want to see 7 SEC teams in or ACC teams or, 7 Big 10 teams in because they all have powerful years this year. I mean, sooner or later, I think we're going to get down to 5 major conferences with, 15 plus teams in each one of them. So
Right.
But that's what I think.
What are your thoughts, Mess Around?
Well, honestly, 12's too many for me. Like, I'm with you. Eight would have been fine.
Yep.
If they would have gone 8, that would have been perfect. You're going to see all these small teams get crushed by like the Alabamas, the Ohio States. And, who's going to watch that? Nobody's going to tune in and watch that.
There's
I
already
mean,
I
unless, like Callan said in the chat today earlier, unless your team's playing, your school is at 12 team, your favorite team's at 12 seed, you're not going to watch.
no,
It's true.
right, and like
Very
you said,
true.
not unless it's your school or
Right.
your team. So.
So, Chris, why don't you give us your opinion? I mean, this might actually give Texas a chance to be in the college football playoff, but
It might, but they're probably most likely going to lose to, like we said a minute ago, Alabama, who they're facing not this week but next week. So that's probably going to be a blemish on that record.
sure.
But I mean, for the average football fan, you're going to get more football. As the structure of it, it's confusing. The way they do the college football playoff or the BCS or whatever it is. It gets confusing because it's by committee and everybody has their thoughts on who should get in or not. So I don't know if it really changes that much except for the number of teams and maybe the structure, but everybody gonna
Well,
have their
you know,
take on their
like
favorites.
we talked about though, I think for me, the only fair way to do this is anyone that wins a bowl game gets an automatic bid. That's 8 or 9 teams. The last 3, I personally think the last 3 should be voted on by a committee of coaches. Every coach in the nation gets a vote, and the top 3 at-large teams that get votes off of that should be put into the college football playoff. Because you're probably going to vote for someone not in your own conference, which means the SEC probably would. I mean, any conference would have the same amount of chance. That's just how I see it. But
Yeah.
Well, the thing is, too, I mean, they do a ranking every week, so the final ranking, the top 12 teams actually be a playoff. I mean, realistically, but it's never like that because, somebody will be like, oh, this team's not strong enough, but yeah, they're undefeated, so we're going to bypass them, like J-Mac was saying earlier, so.
yeah,
And I do think once teams start getting more TV time and getting into the playoffs, once it hits 12, Alabama and those teams might struggle keeping players because, I could be a 3-year starter at, Texas A&M or whatever, and get into the playoffs every year. Where if I go to Bama, I might be a 1-year starter or 2-year starter, because somebody got injured. So it might change, how teams are built. I mean.
well, do you know? Real quick before we take our break, do you know that is how Mike Bellotti, and I'm not a huge Oregon Ducks fan, everyone knows that, but I do pay attention to them because they're local here and I hear about them all the time. But that's how Mike Bellotti actually started recruiting 4- and 5-star players to Oregon. Is they would go on a visit to Oregon and then they were headed on a visit to USC or UCLA, and he would ask them while he's sitting there talking to them, well, you're welcome to go to USC if you want to, and I get going to the Prestige, but would you rather start for 3 years in Oregon or go to USC and maybe get to play if someone gets hurt?
And I've been saying that's how recruiting should be. A lot of these smaller schools or semi-small schools like Oregon, Minnesota, schools that are, can be there and bring in big players should recruit like that. So that's a good job on his part.
And
Yeah.
a lot of them now are recruiting like, oh, we got a fancy locker room, we got this, we got that. Look at our.
There's that. The other tactic was, and again, we'll go to a break here in a second, but the other tactic that I heard was from Barry Alvarez, the old coach from Wisconsin. They played a game against Hawaii once every 4 years in Hawaii. And do you know why he did that? Is because then he went to his recruits and he said, you ever wanted to go to Hawaii? I guarantee if you come to Wisconsin and play 4 years, you'll get to go to Hawaii on a free vacation.
Oh.
And so think about that. I mean, that's great recruiting too.
No.
So All right, Chris, why don't you run that beautiful bean footage, and we'll be right back after this break. Suzanne's Paparazzi Jewelry, 24/7 shopping available. 160920 is the code. Show her some love, like she showed us. All right, don't forget to visit our sponsors. They will pay the bills and keep the lights on for us to keep coming to you. Also, please, if you have time, go to teachers' wish lists on TikToks. They need, pencils, paper. They need simple things to supply their classrooms. They have to pay for all that on their own. And 5208 is the one I would ask you to go visit. That one's personal to me. Help them out the best you can. And I appreciate you very much for doing that. So, without further ado, let's preview the first NFL game of the year, which is 6 days from today. And Chris, why don't you lead us off? Give us your take, the matchup.
The Thursday game?
Thursday night game, yeah. And
Yeah,
I want you to give us the matchup. Give us who you're looking most forward to seeing, what matchup you're looking for, and do you have any fantasy players playing in that game?
Yes, the Bills and the Rams. I do have the Bills defense, and I think one other player, I think on offense.
Your first overall pick.
Yeah.
Yeah, defense.
First overall pick. It's going to be interesting to see if the Rams can pull off a victory. It's going to be their, kind of Super Bowl celebration. Hopefully they're not distracted after that. And then you have Buffalo, who's very good. They made it to the divisional round, I think, or the championship game. They made it to playoffs regardless. So they're looking to hopefully rebound from that. So I'm kind of hoping. I'm hoping Buffalo can take down the Rams.
All right, mess around. What you're thinking?
Between the Rams and the Bills?
Yes.
Oh, man, that could have been a potential Super Bowl game if the Bills defense would have stopped Kansas City with that, 13 seconds. But it should be a good game. I don't think it'll be as good as it would have been had it been later in the year, because both teams are, they're gelling still and they're figuring stuff out and they're not quite there yet. So it's still going to be a good game, though. But I think the Rams win.
Okay. All right. Big B.
No, I definitely think it's going to be a good game. Possible. I mean, it could have been a Super Bowl matchup last year. I think it could be possibly this year if everybody stays healthy. Josh Allen, some pick are early MVP candidates. I think Stafford and Kupp are also in that conversation. I personally think Kupp got robbed last year of the MVP, but
yeah, I got Karen.
I got both Stafford and Kupp going on Thursday nights, and I personally don't like playing guys on Thursday nights, but this is week one, and I can't sit them. So hopefully they destroy the Buffalo Bills defense. Chris's number one pick, and start. I hope it starts off with a bang. I mean, those playoffs last year were bangers, and hopefully it just rolls right into the start of the year.
All right. Before we move on to our next segment, I have two things to say. First off, I do think the Bills are going to beat the Rams. Let me start with that. And I'll also say something on fantasy football. Now, when you draft, I would implore you to do your research and remember that the defense you draft is also the special teams that you draft.
In most leagues, yeah.
In most leagues. So just because your defense isn't good, you still want to draft a team with a good special teams because you get return touchdowns, give you points. So just remember that. Remember to make sure that you remember the special teams is there also. Now, before we get into J-Max Roulette tonight, the last thing I want to talk about is the pennant race in baseball. And I won't go through this a whole lot because Chris and Brandon go through all of this on deck, and I don't want to steal any of their thunder away from their show. They run a great show, and I enjoy tuning in every week and watching that and putting my 2 cents on, especially when Dirk likes to go off about the Mets. I kind of put him in his place and tell him to shut his damn mouth and let someone else talk. So anyway, just real quick, I got 2 things on baseball. One is I'm going to ask you guys to pick what team is going to represent each league in the World Series. And the second question I'm going to have you answer is Jacob deGrom worth $50 million a year? So start with you, Big B.
World Series pick right now. Oh, man. God, it's tough because Houston's hot. Yankees team, when they're on their game. Dodgers, same way. Braves, Mets. Like to see Pujols go out on top. I mean, there's so many ways to go. I'll go. God, Braves have been hot too. I'll go Braves and Yankees. I think this year. And
Wow.
as far as DeGrom goes, oh man. When the guy's healthy, he's number one on anybody's board. To tie up that much, if it wasn't health, if injuries weren't a factor, he's definitely worth $50 million. So, God, it's tough. I guess. Man, I don't know if I could chalk up the $50 million if I was an owner, but to get that guy on my staff, it would be hard for me not to, though. So, yeah, health-wise, he's worth every penny that you pay for him.
All right. Mess around, Dave.
Hold on a second. I'm looking at standings real quick.
Your White Sox are near the bottom.
Well, they have been crap lately, but they're actually only 3 games out.
I know. I'm just messing with you.
Yeah, I got you.
I don't want to be called a hater, I mean,
Hater. You know what? I hope it's not. I hope it's not the Yankees and Dodgers. Wouldn't that be terrible?
Yes.
yeah. Yankees, Dodgers, Yankees, Mets. I do not want.
I'm gonna go with the. I'm gonna go with the Cardinals. I want Pujols to get one before he goes out. For the NL and the AL. I want to see Minnesota, even though they're in my division, and if they make the playoffs, I want Minnesota to get there because they haven't been there in a long time.
91.
Yeah, if
All
my
right.
White Sox don't make it, that is.
Crispy bacon.
I'm going Yankees, Braves. And I think that, with all the injuries DeGrom has, throughout his career, I mean, when he's on the field, he's really good, but I don't know. That's a lot of money to support a player that's been injured a lot.
Okay. I mean, I don't think any of those answers are wrong. I don't think you can go wrong either way with those. DeGrom is number one when he's not hurt. I don't think there's any denying that. $50 million, that's a lot of money. But the guy's
How
number one.
many innings did he missed out on the Cy Young last year? Did you have to pitch so many innings, right?
Yeah, you have to pitch an average of 1 inning pitched for every team game. So basically, you have to pitch 162 innings in a season to be eligible for Cy Young. Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
Man, I don't mean to interrupt you guys, but I was just looking at the checking in my White Sox. I guess there was some craziness in that Twin Sox game tonight.
Yeah, I saw that. I was going to go home and see if I can find highlights. I guess there's a
The manager's
Wild
got a
ending,
shouting
I
match.
Yeah.
yeah.
Um,
Crazy.
So here's the last thing I want to say on baseball before we get into J-Max Roulette tonight. Oh, look, I'm as big a Braves fan as anybody, okay? And I'll be a Braves homer, and I'll tell you, well, I don't have to be a Braves homer to tell you they're playing really good. They're playing good baseball, okay? I mean, they're hot. So they have a good rotation. That's where it all starts. Max Fried, Kyle Wright, who leads Major League Baseball in wins, by the way, with 17. Max Fried, Kyle Wright, Spencer Strider set a Braves record yesterday with 16 strikeouts in a game. Not even John Smoltz, Greg Maddux, or Tom Glavine did that. So think about that. And he's a rookie.
He's a rookie too, right?
Yeah. So crazy. And then Charlie Morton. When Charlie Morton is on, he has the best curveball in baseball. That's my opinion. And when he's on, he's on. And when that baseball is dancing, he is up there with the best ones in baseball. So you have 4 solid starters. But here's one thing I heard, and again, being a Braves fan, I'm going to tell you, stop it, okay? I have heard Braves fans say that those 4 guys remind them of Tom Glavine, Greg Maddux, John Smoltz, and name any of the 4th start you want. And I'm like, all right, let me give you some comparisons. Now, am I not saying they're good? No, they are good. They're good. They're the reason that, I mean, those 4 guys combined, I added it up earlier today, those 4 guys combined on the season are now 50-19 as starting pitchers. That tells you everything you need to know about why the Braves have been good this year, okay?
But I don't think I'll do it more than 1 year.
Yeah, they got to do it more than 1 year. Because John Smoltz, Tom Glavine, and Greg Maddux together in the 90s, they ranked 1st, 2nd, and 4th in the number of wins in the 90s. And the only reason Smoltz was 4th because he had 3 less than what's his? I had his name earlier. Roger Clemens. He had 3 less than Roger.
He went to the closer role too, right?
Exactly, because he closed for 4 years. That's why he didn't get those 3 wins to be 3rd place. But between the 3 of them, they won 873 games and 7 Cy Young awards. Stop it.
Insane.
Okay. No one compares to those 3 guys in a rotation. Nobody.
No, but you guys, I mean, but the Braves have a good building block for that kind of comparison because, I mean, you just named out 4 great starters, combined record. I mean, there's probably 20-some teams that would love to have that in 4 starters.
I'm not complaining at all about what we got.
I mean, the Twins you put that pitching staff with the Twins bat, I mean, we're talking a whole different ballgame.
No, I'll say this. I also added up some stuff earlier. So Mike Trout signed a deal for $440 million. So for that same $440 million, the Atlanta Braves have signed, and this is for the next 6 or 7 years. Also, in that same $440 million, they have signed Ronald Acuna Jr., Ozzie Albies, Michael Harris, Max Fried, Kyle Wright, Spencer Strider, and the last one they just signed, and I'm sorry, I'm blanking on the name. I should know it. But Austin Riley. So they with the same amount of money, they have those 7 guys for the next 6 or 7 years.
Wow.
That's
So
crazy.
That's the one thing, and nothing against Trout's ability, but I was watching another baseball show on a different Facebook page, and they were debating on if Trout retired now, would he be a first ballot Hall of Famer? And I think there was 4 guys on there. 3 of them said yes, and 1 guy was disagreeing with them. So what do you guys think? I don't think he's a first ballot Hall of Famer. I think he'll be in. I just don't think if he retired now, I don't think he gets in on the first ballot. What do you guys think?
I can agree with that.
Yeah, I don't think he gets in first ballot. That's hard.
Yeah.
That's hard to do.
Yeah, I mean, if he had a ring under his belt or 2, and we know the injuries, I mean, because he's going to come nowhere. He's nowhere near the magic numbers that hitters need. I don't believe. 500 home runs, X amount of RBIs. I don't think his batting average is over 300. I don't think. So
I don't think so. All right, it's that time. It's time for Counting it down. Time for JMax Roulette. Tonight, I have chosen we are going to play a game that is going to be called Name That Movie.
All right.
What you will get to name that movie is you will get a quote. And you have to know what movie the quote is from. You have to name the movie, not the actor, not the character, the movie. And I will, to help you out, I will give you the year in which the movie came out.
Okay.
Okay?
Oh, all right. Do it.
So, who
Are
wants
we
to go
shouting it
first?
out or going in order?
Well, I was saying, who wants to go first? Anyone want to volunteer to go first?
I'll go first. Let the birthday boy go first. Yeah, do that.
Okay.
Yeah, do that. All right.
I gotta. All right, I'll start with this one.
Is it any genre of movies, or is it going to be one category?
They will be, any genre.
Okay.
So, any genre. All right.
These aren't movies from Pornhub, right?
No, they are not.
Dang.
Who
You know
said
the one-
baby?
I know, but you know the one thing that Pornhub does. Speaking of that, real quick before we get into this, they honestly they give young people an unrealistic expectation of how soon a plumber will make it to your house,
Oh my god!
That is true.
because they do not
Don't
get
go
here that
looking it
quick.
up.
I'm here to tell you they do not get here that quick. Famous movie quotes from your favorite character. From your favorite characters, excuse me. First one is: some people can't believe in themselves until someone else believes in them first. Movie came out in 1991.
Can you use it in a sentence for me, please?
Some
I have
people
no
can't-
idea.
Any other guesses?
What? Okay, what was the quote again?
Some people can't believe in themselves until someone else believes in them first.
Jose Pinocchio?
No.
And it came out in '91.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't
Anyone want a clue?
Yes.
This movie starred some very famous actors. One such actor is Matt Damon.
God dang it. What's the name of it?
he was famous back then. Might be wrong.
He was not famous back then, but
Must
he
be
got
one of his
famous
early
in his
movies.
career. It was one of his
What's
early
eating
movies.
Gilbert Grape?
Not what's eating Gilbert Grape.
I don't know. That's not even Matt Damon. That was Leonardo DiCaprio.
It was.
Does it have Robin Williams in the movie too?
It does.
Oh my god. I know the movie, I just can't think of it. It has a line where you like apples, I gotta remember, right?
Yes.
It's the one where he plays the janitor and he solves those equations. God damn it, I can't think of the name though.
Yes,
I don't
it is.
You should
Oh.
give it to me because I'm giving you the plot right there.
Dang, I've seen it. I know I've seen this movie. I'm with
Oh,
Beto. I can't think of the name of it.
oh my God, I got it now.
Okay.
It's
Good Will Hunting.
Good Will Hunting.
Yes,
Oh,
I
All
got
right.
a double burger.
All right.
that was in
Chris.
'91. Wow.
Yes. At least that's what this says. So that is what I'm going
Yes.
with. I got to find one that Chris might actually know.
I
Because
thought Good Will Hunting came out later.
I did too, but apparently not.
how about this
I
one?
just looked it up and said it came out in '97, but whatever.
Oh, well, maybe that's supposed to be a 7, but it really looks like a 1 on the website. I'm just saying. Anyway.
Yeah.
This movie came out. It doesn't actually give you the exact year, but the quote is, "It is not our abilities that show what we truly are, it is our choices."
Sounds like life.
Can you read the quote one more time?
Yeah. It is not our abilities that show what we truly are, it is our choices. I know for sure this movie came out in the 2000s, so it would have been towards 2010.
Avengers? I really don't know.
No, if you all want to know, it's Dumbledore from Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets.
Oh,
I didn't really watch them either, but I figured maybe Chris would know that one. So we'll go to Big B.
when you first read it, I thought for sure it was going to be like Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventures or something.
All right. So, Big B, your quote is, "Oh yes, the past can hurt, but you can either run from it or learn from
Oh, Lion King.
it." That's from The Lion King, yes.
It's the monkey, huh?
It was Rafiki, yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Rafiki. It doesn't matter. It's in the past. One of
Yeah.
Tim Hendricks's greatest movies that he can quote from beginning to end, just to let you know.
Wow.
All right.
Circle
And then we go
life.
to, right? Oh, we can't do that one again. All right. Are you ready, mess around?
Do it.
This movie says, I think it's the right year. It said it came out in 1985.
Ooh.
Life
Good luck,
moves
Chris.
pretty. Life moves pretty fast. If you don't stop and look around once in a while, you could miss it.
Oh! Oh!
Can I get a clue?
Oh!
Let's see. I'll give you a clue that won't exactly give it away.
I think I know
Re-
too.
There's a red car in the movie.
Mm-hmm.
Oh! Oh!
Is it Ferris Bueller's Day Off?
Yes.
It is Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
If it was gonna come
Yeah.
to like Bueller.
That's 2.
All right.
I can't believe that was made in '85. Wow, it seems like it came out later.
Yeah.
Seems like yeah.
That quote's right at the end, ain't it? At towards the end of the movie?
I think
Yes.
so. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. It's Chris's turn.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I believe whatever doesn't kill you simply makes you stranger. Says it came out in 2004. But I think it was actually a little later than that. I don't think this website's right on the year. But
Oh.
You said 2004.
that's what it says. I think it was a little later, but it's around that time. I believe whatever doesn't kill you simply makes you stranger.
Probably seen the movie. That just doesn't jump out at me.
I bet we've all seen this movie.
Come on, give him a clue.
I'm sure I have. I can't.
Clue I will give you is Alfred.
I know. I think.
Batman?
Do you know the name of that particular Batman movie?
Going with Dark Knight.
It is The Dark Knight. Yes.
Good job, Crispy.
And that was said by the Joker, but everyone.
Once you said Alfred, I knew what it was.
Okay, let's see. Big.
Yeah, didn't The Dark Knight come out like 2007, 2000? Yeah. Okay.
Or they've had a million Batmans.
Oh yeah, they have.
All right.
Big B, get it?
Here you go, Big B.
All right.
Carpe diem. Seize the day, boys. Make your lives extraordinary.
What was it again?
Carpe diem. Seize the day, boys. Make your lives extraordinary.
Man, first movie that popped in my head was Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventures. I'll go with that.
No.
What year was the movie? The quote from?
I'm going to look it up to be sure. 1989. And the quote one last time is Carpe diem. Seize the day, boys. Make your lives extraordinary.
Can we get a clue?
Books.
What was the clue?
Book?
Books.
Book?
Books.
Was it I don't know. I was gonna say Hook, but I think that's wrong.
No, that's wrong. It's Robin Williams and the Dead Poets Society.
Oh, I never would have gotten that one. I've never even seen the movie.
Yeah, I've seen that one, yeah.
All right, we're back to
That's around.
Mr. Dave. Gotta find movies you guys actually know seeing here. They may take our lives, but they will never take our freedom.
Braveheart.
It's Braveheart.
That's 3.
That's 3. We're gonna go to 5 because we got like 10 minutes left, so you'll probably get there. I'm gonna give I'm gonna throw one right down the middle of the plate for you and let you hit it out of the park, Crispy.
Okay.
Do or do not. There is no try.
Oh. Oh.
Star Wars, it is.
It is Star Wars, and it was said by Yoda.
How many you got, Crispy? 2?
2.
Crispy's got 2. We go to.
What do you got, Brandon? What do you got, Big B? 1.
All right. Don't ever let someone tell you you can't do something. Not even me. All right? You dream, you got to protect it. People can't do something themselves. They want to tell you you can't do it. If you want something, go get it. Period.
Oh, I know what this is.
Ooh,
I think.
sounds like a sports movie.
Come on, you can get this, Big B. You know this.
I know. That's
Give him a clue. Give him a clue.
Father and son.
ooh. So father's telling his son that for sure. I know I've probably seen the movie too.
Okay, the clue just threw me off. I don't have it.
I don't either.
Yeah, I know I've probably seen the movie.
Because I was going to say White Man Can't Jump. That was my initial thought. Then the clue
Oh.
just threw me off totally.
Oh, that's a good one.
It's The Pursuit of Happiness.
Oh, Will Smith and
And his son.
Oh, what happened, Big B?
Yeah, I don't know where he went. All right, here maybe goes for your fourth one, mess around. I know what I have to do now. I've got to keep breathing because tomorrow the sun will rise. Who knows what the tide could bring?
What year is this from?
Let me look that up for sure.
what was the quote again? I missed the first part of it.
Give me one second. And I will read.
No problem.
It was the year 2000. I know what I have to do now. I've got to keep breathing because tomorrow the sun will rise. Who knows what the tide will bring?
Can I get a clue?
Yeah. FedEx.
FedEx. Oh my god. I got it. Wilson.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing.
That's it.
It was what?
Castaway.
Oh.
Wilson.
Love is blind. Wade.
Can you repeat the quote one more time?
Love is blind. Wade.
I don't know.
Anyone?
What was the quote?
Wayne's World?
Love is blind. Wade.
I have no idea.
Clue number 1. Tacos.
Not sure. Still.
Clue number 2. Last name Wilson.
Last name of what?
Wilson.
I got Detson.
Deadpool.
You say Deadpool?
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
He loves tacos, and his last name is Wilson.
I never knew that part.
It just now hit me. Yeah.
Whose turn is it?
There's a Big B's.
Big B. Okay. So, when you realize you want to spend the rest of your life with somebody, you want the rest of your life to start as soon as possible.
What's the first clue?
Restaurant.
Oh.
Came out in 1989.
Oh.
Did we get the first clue yet?
Restaurant.
Yeah, restaurant. 1989.
And the quote was when you realize you want to spend the rest of your life with someone.
You want the rest of your life to start as soon as possible.
I know it.
B for the win. For
I don't know.
Chance.
Go ahead. I pass.
It's when Harry met Sally.
It is When Harry Met Sally.
Oh. Yeah.
Yep. And now everyone knows why I said restaurant, right?
Right? Yeah. I love it. Is that the part where she fakes an orgasm?
Yes.
That was so
Yes.
funny.
That's one of the best scenes ever in
I'll have
cinema
a cheese
history.
outing.
No doubt. No doubt. So here's one. We'll see who this gets this one just for shits and gigs, okay? And then we'll end the show. Nobody makes me bleed my own blood. Nobody.
Oh gosh.
Oh.
Oh. Dodgeball.
It is Dodgeball.
Way to go, Crispy.
And it's White Goodman.
Yeah.
All right.
What a funny movie.
You don't know what I know that you know that I know that I don't know.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Nobody makes me bleed my own blood. And then he's got what? Laser and Blazer and Taser.
Yeah.
And Glazer and
I think the best.
Phaser
I think the best part of that movie is when right before the championship game, they have Lance Armstrong come in and he's about ready to. What's his face? About ready to quit, and he's like, "Well, whatever reason you have must just be just tremendous to give up." You know.
to give that up. I mean, I'm not saying anything, but I overcame stomach, testicular, and brain cancer all at the same time. So what? I'm sure you have your own reasons for giving up. But anyway, well, thanks for joining us tonight. J-Mac here with everybody. We'll go around the room real quick. Brandon, give us 30 seconds.
No, thanks for everybody for watching, tuning in, commenting. Sunday we'll have morning tailgate. We're getting ready to give our picks for week 1. I know we're still a few days away, but we'll definitely cover the Thursday night game. Might play a couple games and maybe talk a little college football as they just had their week 1. So please tune in.
All right, mess around, Dave.
Yeah. Also, don't forget we have a new segment on morning tailgate called "It's the Lock of the Week." Everybody's gonna make their one pick, and we'll see who gets the most correct at the end of the year.
Yep.
So that'll be fun. I just want to say thank you to everybody out there that took time out today. Wish me happy birthday. Felt the love. Thank you.
All right, and Crispy Bacon.
Yeah, we got morning tailgate this weekend covering week 1. Between the Ropes is also that Sunday. and then all of our great shows throughout the week. So, stay tuned for To Coast to Coast.
All right. And I want to thank y'all for watching and listening. Lifelong dreams being lived in front of your very eyes. We could not do this without you. One thing, real quick, is we will be bringing on a hockey show that's in production right now. Don't have a date or a time on that yet, but that will be in the works when the new season comes around. So watch for that. Also, Oregon Cougars football. We have a tentative date of October 8th to do our first pregame show before National Signing Day. So watch out for that also. We thank you all for watching and listening. We will see you all on the other side.